Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into what I think is the single most critical and honestly, the most overlooked factor in AI success: the people. We've all heard about the power of the tech, right? But the real secret sauce, it isn't in the code. It's in the team you build to run the show. So let's just jump right in with the big, tough question. With all of the money and the hype being poured into AI, why do so many of these projects just fizzle out? It's a surprisingly common and pretty expensive story. And here's the hard truth. A staggering 70% of AI projects and companies fail to deliver any real return. And you know the reason? More often than not, has nothing to do with the technology itself. Nope. It's a gap in talent. It's a breakdown in the team. The human element. That's the weak link. So this is the central paradox, right? If you get the right people into the right roles, you can literally triple a project's performance. But at the exact same time, we're staring down a massive global talent shortfall, a gap that could be over 85 million people by 2030. So yeah, the stakes for building a great team have never been higher. Okay, so where do you even start? Well, the foundation of any solid AI team really comes down to two key profiles. You have to strike this delicate balance between having that wide-angle, big-picture view and a super focused, microscopic one. So every great AI team is a tug-of-war between two forces. On one side, you've got the AI generalist, the Swiss Army knife. Their superpower is breadth. They see how all the pieces connect, and they're masters of integration. And on the other side, you have the specialist, the deep diver. They bring that profound, laser-focused expertise to crack really specific, really complex problems. And this quote it hits the nail on the head. You can have a room full of brilliant specialists, but they can easily get stuck in their own little worlds. The generalist is the one who acts as the translator between them, who connects all that amazing technical work back to what the business actually needs, and frankly, keeps the whole project moving forward. They are the essential connective tissue. And this is where that deep diving power comes from. These specialists are the ones actually building the engines. Whether it's crafting advanced machine learning models for predictions or fine-tuning massive language models like GPT to understand what customers are really saying. They bring the raw technical firepower that makes those big breakthroughs possible.
But here's the thing. Even a world-class technical team isn't enough. Not even close. Real success requires a support crew. Think of it as an alliance beyond the code that's totally focused on navigating the messy, human side of all this change. So first up, meet the AI facilitator. Now, this isn't a technical role at all. The best way to think of them is as the team's diplomat. Their job is absolutely critical. They translate really complex AI ideas for the business folks, they mediate those tense discussions between departments, and they make sure everyone is pulling in the same direction. They basically build the political and social runway for the project to even take off. Then you've got the AI project manager. This is the operational backbone of the team. They're the ones who keep the project firmly planted in reality. They define the scope, they watch the budget, they spot risks before they blow up, and they make sure that what the tech team builds actually matches what the business needs. They turn brilliant ideas into real, tangible value. And finally, let's be real. A brilliant AI tool that nobody knows how to use is just an expensive science project. That's where trainers and change leaders come in. Their job is to make sure that using this new tech isn't just a one-time training event, but an ongoing process, so that the technology actually gets woven into the very fabric of how people work. Okay, so you know the key roles, but the real magic is in the mix. See, a winning AI team isn't some static thing. It's a living, breathing entity that needs to evolve as a project goes from just a vague idea to a fully deployed system. Just look at how the team's center of gravity shifts over time. In the beginning, during ideation, you lean heavily on generalists and facilitators to just explore what's even possible. Then, as you move into prototyping, you bring in some specialists to start building. When you hit full development, that's when the specialists and data engineers really take over. And finally, for deployment and maintenance, the spotlight shifts again to MLOps and support staff who can guarantee this thing runs smoothly for the long haul. So look, getting the right team at the right time, that's how you succeed on one project. That's how you win the battle. But building a winning culture,
That's how you turn that one-off success into a lasting competitive advantage. That's how you win the war. This is the final and most important piece of the puzzle. A huge part of this culture is diversity. And this isn't just a talking point, okay? The data is crystal clear. Teams with diverse backgrounds and perspectives see a measurable 35% boost in innovation. And maybe even more importantly, they achieve 45% better outcomes in model fairness, which is absolutely critical if you want to avoid creating biased and harmful AI. In a market this competitive, keeping your top AI talent isn't about the free snacks or the ping pong table. It's about creating a sustainable ecosystem for them to thrive. We're talking clear career paths, both for managers and for the deep experts. We're talking about dedicated time, like 10–20%, just for learning. And we're talking about actively managing workloads to prevent the burnout that plagues this entire field. And all of it, builds toward one single thing: psychological safety. This is the secret ingredient. It is the core belief that lets people on your team experiment, take smart risks, and yes, even fail without being afraid they'll be punished for it. For a field like AI that is literally defined by trial and error, this isn't some nice to have. It's the absolute engine of innovation. Which brings us to the final, critical question you have to ask yourself. Are you just staffing a project, or are you building an engine for future innovation? Are you just hiring someone to fill a seat, or are you architecting a culture? Because your answer to that question is what will ultimately define your success or failure in the age of AI.